So when we talk about using menstrual cup, the first thing that, like I said earlier, it's very eco-friendly. So next, okay, I'll begin with this slide. So the current use of single-use disposable in healthcare has become costly, wasteful, and to some extent unnecessary. So this is also an opening to share with you that how we can reimagine how we can take good care of each menstrual health, right? How can we promote menstrual health by looking at this? So next slide. Right, so I'm going to cover two parts in terms of the environmental impact. So first is the reduction of single-use waste, and the second is to talk a little bit about carbon footprint. So can I know any of you heard of the term carbon footprint? Yes? No? All right. So I'll share with you later on. So okay, next, please. So right off, so the work I'm doing today is just I'm going to throw facts and figures to all of you. So to show you why menstrual cup is actually eco-friendly. So to begin with, the big 11,000 here. So from research, it was identified that an average person will use at least 11,000 times disposable menstrual products throughout their life. That is as much you'll be using it. So in comparison, if you are using a menstrual cup, generally menstrual cup can last up to 10 years. So if you put that in perspective, you can already imagine how much of single-use waste that is avoided going to landfill. So that is already a very big, drastic reduction in terms of the waste generated from conventional waste and also by using a menstrual cup. So you can also see that this research is also published in very reputable journals, such as in the Lancet Public Health. So the overall cost of using menstrual cup is significantly lower, meaning that it's much more cheaper than using disposable products over time. And this is already published. Let the experts, they have done this systematic review and meta-analysis across the world. So, not only people from Malaysia or from the Asian countries are talking about this, everyone around the world is also using this. And you can look into this paper if you are interested to know more. Some research are done as early as 2008. So, plus minus, it's about 10 plus years already when this product is already in the market. And there are also so many good feedbacks about the usage of this in terms of the cup usage, in terms of its leakage, acceptability, safety, and availability. So I see a lot of you have some negative remarks in the Slido earlier. Perhaps that is also something that we need to break, that sort of stigma that we want to use menstrual cup. It's instead of all those negative things, it is not actually as so. Right? I couldn't tell you the experience. I have not used it, but from an environmental perspective, this is what it is. Right? All these facts and figures are not lying. Okay, thank you. Next slide. All right. So another thing that I would like to share with you is the carbon footprint. So if one day I tell you that by using menstrual cup, you're actually contributing to a betterment of climate change, you would start to think, how do I use a menstrual cup and how does it relate to climate change? Right? It's very far stretch. In fact, it would feel like, what is the direct linkage at all? So let me tell you. So when we talk about carbon footprint, it's about the amount of carbon dioxide and also greenhouse gases. So these are the two main things that contribute towards global warming, towards climate change. And this is generated over the full life cycle of this process of product, meaning that when you produce something, there will also be a cost hidden behind it. So when we talk about cost, it's always about how much money we put into producing that product, right? So that's the cost that we have behind our head. But there are also hidden costs. What is the hidden cost? The amount of carbon dioxide, amount of greenhouse gas generated from that product. Meaning that, for example, throughout the life cycle, so for example, when you want to create conventional pads or tampons, you would use a lot of, you need wools, for example, you need cottons. So where does the cotton come from? It doesn't just show up very magically in your factory. It has to come from somewhere, right? Perhaps a farm. So when you do the farming for the cottons, for the wools, there are a lot of emissions generated. So those are related to agricultural, but we're not going there. But you get the idea here. So you get all the raw materials into the factory, you need to transport them. So in the process of transporting all these raw materials into factory, you are also emitting carbon dioxide, greenhouse gas emission as well. And the same thing, when you have the final product, you distribute it out to the pharmacies, supermarkets, to where you can buy them. That's also another emission. What about emission after use? That is also another emission. So the whole life cycle of this product, from where it is created up to the part where it's used, no longer in use. So all these emissions refers to the carbon footprint here. All right, so it's an exclusive direct and indirect measurement of carbon dioxide over a life cycle. So by using Menstrual Cup, referring back to the slides earlier, so you can use it up to 10 years, right? And if you don't use a Menstrual Cup, in average, research show that you will use up to 11,000 times of disposable menstrual product. And perhaps I would also end my sharing with this. How many percentage of females are in the world currently? Rough guess? Sorry? 60? 50? More or less, right? 50%. So if we are able to convert that 50% of female using this, so that would be a big reduction towards the amount of waste generated and then submitted, sent to the landfill, where we don't have enough land, to be honest. We don't have enough land. And do you really want to fill up all those landfill that we have with all this, right? So the idea is, it's good, it's eco-friendly to use menstrual cups. So thank you.